Yeah, welcome, Preeti.
Thank you.
Let me just briefly introduce Preeti for our audience so that they get the flavor of from where she comes in with the experience. So Preeti is an experienced market research and strategy consultant with deep expertise in helping international companies, right? Particularly from Europe. Is that right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And focusing on the entry of European companies into Indian market, basically.
Right,
Yeah. Yeah.
right,
And currently, you are leading research and consulting, a niche agency specializing in market entry studies and business intelligence, I suppose. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And you focus on strategic support, including insights into market size, competition, feasibility, and partner searches for distribution and technology transfer.
Right.
Yeah. And Priti has around 18 years of experience in market research industry with focus on assisting global organizations in making informed decisions. And she has expertise across industry and also recognized as an expert by the Swiss Expert Directory.
Right.
And her educational background includes business management and advanced financial management from IIMB and past experience with reputable organizations like MRPL, AOC, Teledata, Empower Research, and AMI Partners. So I formally welcome Preeti and request you to take over the session.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Nagesh. Thanks for the nice introduction. And good evening. It's pleasure to be here with all of you. So, Mr. Nagesh has already given my introduction. So, yes, we do work with international companies with their market entry strategy. We also work with Indian companies with their with research needs. If the companies are in expansion stage and they want to have any information from the market, be it their competitive intelligence or the customer profiling or the market size or the concept testing, or if they want to test any concept or any product or any service, we help them with getting the information from the market. So that is a little about myself. And yes, we do work with the international companies with their market entry strategy. So, we provide them overall market analysis, market size, what is the market size of the product they are in, and if they are looking for any distributor partners or technical collaboration, we work with them on getting, those partners as well. Also, we tell them how to enter in the Indian market, what is a suitable way to enter the market. Is it, opening up a sales office or having tie-ups or buying out companies? We just work with them through the process to, tell them how to enter the market. So that is about us. So let's move to the today's topic, market entry strategy research. So strategic planning, due diligence, consistent follow-up, patience, and commitment are all prerequisites for business success in India. Language, culture, customer behavior, standards, and economic development usually vary from state to state, and companies have to adapt to our country, and companies cannot have a one size fit all to make headway in the Indian market. So, for becoming successful in the Indian market, a well informed, research driven strategy is essential for navigating complexity of our market. So, to kick off our session, let's begin with a with discussion on market opportunity assessment. So this is the first step when the companies are planning to enter in the market. What is the opportunity in the market? So people, when they come to us or, when they want to enter in the Indian market or go to any consultant, the first thing that is there in their mind is what is the opportunity for them? Do India present an opportunity for them? They have many, things in their mind. Is their product, Will the Indian customer be able to pay for their product? Is it easy to enter in India? Because our ease of doing business, though it's improving now, but still people feel, how difficult will it be to enter in India, or how big is the market for different segment? So, just like we conduct research before making any purchase decision, thorough market research is essential for entering in the Indian market. It's not just knowing the number, it's also about understanding who your customers are, what drives them, where the real opportunities are. So for any company, any overseas company, when they plan to, okay, I will share my presentation now, share my screen. Mm,
You have the host rights, right?
yeah,
Yes, yes.
okay, not this, just a second. Yeah, can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen?
Yes,
Yes,
clearly
We
please.
can
see.
see. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, this is so succeeding in a new market is definitely depends more, not more than a compelling product, is what I was talking about. We need to understand the overall landscape of the industry, of the country. So the first thing is market opportunity assessment. As I was telling about market opportunity, the companies who want to enter the country, they need to
Excuse me,
understand.
just a minute. I think we are seeing your WhatsApp slide, I think.
Uh,
Yeah.
you are not
Mm.
able to see the
Slide.
slide.
You opened the WhatsApp messaging.
Okay, okay,
So
stop share. I'll
probably the window that you have shared is a different
is now.
one.
Yeah, probably. Okay, I haven't opened it. Okay, let me just open it again so that we can.
No problem. Take your time.
Can you see it now?
Yes, now we can see. Yes.
Now you can see.
Yes.
Okay, this was the first page. Yeah, actually, I could see this. Maybe I don't know. Yeah. So this is the first page about market entry strategy for research for overseas firms. So we were talking about market opportunity assessment. So the companies, when they plan to enter in Indian market, they need to understand the local market intricacies, our cultural preferences, our economic trends. So this help them in tailoring their products or services to meet our specific needs. So they need to understand the opportunity, they need to set pricing strategies and plan their marketing campaigns accordingly. Also, tracking demand trends with economic indicators like GDP growth, FDI flows, and digital penetration also provides a clear picture of whether the market aligns to the organization's long-term goals. So another aspect here is, they need to understand, if they want to have the local partnership. This is a crucial aspect. These partnerships can help them navigate regional complexities. So, like, I will give an example here, like Starbucks, when they wanted to enter an Indian market, they strategically formed a 50-50% joint venture with Tata Global Beverages. So that way they leverage Tata's extensive local market knowledge and well-established distribution network. This allowed Starbucks to navigate Indian market and market dynamics, and they also knew the preferences of Indian market, what they look for, and they change their products and their food items according to Indian palate, and they position themselves as a premium cafe. So this is important, to understand what can be done, and also prioritize states where government support, sectoral strength align with the businesses where you can accelerate your growth. So many a times companies come to us and then they say, we want to open up something, we want to know where will we get maximum benefit from the government, and they will dig deeper on these points later. So companies try to understand the overall how they can be successful in the Indian market. So that is how they do it. We will go to the next topic now, competitive landscape analysis. So competition is definitely very important for anybody who wants to enter in the market. India market is very different. We have a lot of international players. We have a lot of Indian players. So Indian players are also equally very, very important, especially in many states or many sectors. The players are very important. So it is always important and imperative to consider all the segments of Indian market. Fragmented, we also have a big fragmented segment where a lot of small companies are present in the market and they are also competitors. They also have a bigger market share. So, an effective competitive analysis will involve assessing their competitors' strengths and weaknesses. For example, they need to understand where areas where the market reach of the competitors is limited or where the consumer satisfaction is lacking. So if you can find out where it is lacking and where the reach is limited, that way, they can uncover gaps and get potential opportunities. So also, from my experience, I would like to say something. Like when the companies come to us and then they say we want to do an opportunity assessment, we also always tell them that, we also work on companies who close down their operations, because to understand why the companies close down. Somebody saying something? Akshat, are you saying something? Yes. Hi, Akshat.
I think you can go ahead. Maybe he has some bandwidth problem. I think not able to communicate.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Okay. So we also try to analyze the companies which close down from the same segment to understand why they closed down, what was the reason, what challenges did they face, what was the problem. So we do that, then companies need to understand the overall end-to-end segment in the market, that what is the overall competitive landscape. So I'll give another example here. Amazon, when they entered in Indian market, they invested heavily in digital infrastructure and local logistics to compete against Flipkart. But they realized Flipkart was very, very strong in tier two and tier two, three cities, also local languages. So that pushed Amazon to change their offerings. They also introduced pay or cash on delivery, and they also introduced a lot of last mile connectivity for their products and they increased their reach, increased their infrastructure, and they went ahead Flipkart. So that is how the competitive analysis help companies to plan their strategy, considering what the local players are doing in the Indian market. So definitely, everybody has to understand, especially for Indian market, how to localize their product. By localizing their product and their marketing initiative, they they have to do these things to be successful in the Indian market. These data points help them refine their marketing approach. So another example I would give it here, it's LinkedIn. Uh, when they enter in Indian market, they're always a white collar focused company. But for Indian market, what they did is they partner with local organizations to provide services in blue collar industries. So if we go online and try to see, any blue collar, help for us, we'll always get that information on LinkedIn. So which is a very good platform, especially for Indian market. Any questions or anything till now? Any other?
So when you say this closed down companies and in the same segment you do analysis, so what type of tools you use, like SWOT or something like that?
Yeah, we do SWOT analysis of companies. Yeah, we do their strength analysis, definitely. And we also do their, if possible, if the company is private limited, we do get their financials which are available if the company is private limited. In case of a sole proprietorship, it is not. And a public limited company, anybody can see their financials. We do a little bit of financial analysis, SWOT analysis. What is their USP? How are they selling their product in the market? What are they doing differently than the other companies? Also, what is their supply chain? And how are they working with their distributors or channel partners? We try to analyze the whole thing. Also, if we also try to talk to their clients, what extra value add are they providing to their clients? If the clients are there with them for a long time, how they are good, how they are behaving, or working with their clients, what value add are they providing? So we try to get all the information.
Okay.
Preeti, one question I do have. While
Yes,
doing the analysis, certainly you do a quantitative analysis, right? But if
also qualitative,
qualitative and quantitative. Now, for
right?
quantitative analysis, do you take a big sample size or do you take a small sample size for your market?
It depends on the project and the client's need, because most everything for us is depending on what the client needs. It's all customized. So
Okay.
of course, for qualitative, we definitely try to take a bigger sample size if we compare that with the qualitative, because it's always that's how it is. We take a bigger sample and we try to give the insights wherever possible. Yeah, we
Okay.
take little bigger. It depends on the project. Like, see, if we do CSR projects, I forgot to tell, we also do CSR impact assessment studies. So for CSR impact assessment studies, what happens is the sample size is usually usually bigger, I would say, because the beneficiary number is also very big. Also, the sample size of quantitative depends, also a big number. It depends on, what is the universe. Yeah.
Okay, madam. Okay, I got it. Now,
Thank
secondly, what are the mode of research you are using? Means man to man, through email or through personal contact or through a circle of influence. What do you do? How do you do?
So, okay, we use multiple approaches.
Hmm.
So for see, definitely is for primary research,
Hmm.
it's not mail. It is either on phone or face to face. Because
Okay.
people don't really write that much. People don't like writing. They can talk a lot, but they don't like writing. So we try to have a conversation with people, definitely, whatever way. So that is one way of doing that, especially for yeah. So the way we try to connect with people on LinkedIn, we try to use the snowball method, try to connect from one person to the other. So that is how we try to connect with people from the industry.
Okay. At any stage when you do this sort of research and find out the reasons, you also have encountered where companies who wants to come to India,
Mm-hmm,
maybe they would like to help these organizations through funding or through their technology know-how transfer and
mm-hmm.
revive and have a sort of a uh, joint venture or what. Uh,
Okay. That means, you're saying that the Indian company is not in a good shape and they
yeah.
got funding from outside.
Yes.
Okay. We have done it, but with the same office. Like, we work with a lubricant company, but their own Indian office was not doing well.
Okay.
And they wanted to understand what is happening, why are they not doing well. It's a French lubricant company, it's very big.
Okay.
So that's when we try to work with them, that what is happening on ground, how can they increase their business. We work with a lot of people who use lubricants. It includes automotive companies, MROs, transport, construction companies, to understand what they can do and how they can penetrate in the market. But what you said, like, we haven't worked with any company where the international company revived Indian company.
Okay.
How you are generating revenues? How you are encouraging investment and all these things? What do you do exactly?
No, we don't encourage investments. I mean, I didn't really understand
No, no.
investments.
Your investment means, are you promoting to investment FDI or something like that from other partners for some project or like that?
No, no, no.
You are
We
not
just
doing
tell
that part.
No, no, no. We're not doing that part. We just tell them that this is what you can do. Like, we
Hmm.
can tell them, like, we now talking about the government incentives. So if the government incentives are available, we
Hmm.
tell them that these are the incentives available for you. Like, I'll give you an example. We just recently worked with a company. They're into medical plastics.
Hmm.
So they wanted to start a manufacturing unit. So they didn't know where to start. So based on their requirement, we shortlisted six states. These are the states, you know, you should consider investing your money in. So on in those states where they had enough manpower, considering what they are doing, we had clusters of manufacturing and healthcare, medical diagnostic, those clusters, good colleges, also government incentives, also PLI schemes applicable from the states. So we tried to give them everything end to end. On that basis, we gave them, say, I think 4 or 5 states. And then they said, we want to dig deeper on two states. Now you give us a lot more information on 2 states. So what we did is we gave more information on those 2 states and suggested, what are the SEZs available, what are the different parks, healthcare parks or medical parks are available in the state. So we gave them enough information for them to make a decision, and then that's how they made the decision of
Okay.
starting the unit. But
Means
we
all
do not. Sorry.
means all type of statutory compliance also you are suggesting you need to do this, that, and all these things. And based
Yes.
on that, you are not doing promoting any share promotions or debenture promotions, something like that in that way.
No, 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 no.
Okay.
We don't do that. We just tell
And
them this is what you can do or what you should do.
okay. Okay.
We give them a little
you
gyan.
you are not helping them for company compliance or MCA compliance, something like that.
No, no, no,
That's
no.
true, you are not doing. Okay.
That we are not
I
doing.
got
Yeah, we
clear.
are not.
It's
Yeah,
clear.
we
Okay.
provide them the information from the market that what this is what you should do. We also talk to, of government officials, companies, and if they want to connect with them, we connect them with those companies. Like there was one company, they are into, energy storage. It's a Swiss company because we are empaneled with Swiss and we do get some Swiss companies entering in India and they need information. So they wanted to get connected to a lot of companies at different levels. They wanted to connect to Indian government utility companies like electricity companies. They wanted to connect with the finance companies where they can get some financing or funding. So what we did is we connected them to companies like Power Grid from North Delhi. We connected them to Tata Power. We connected them to Siemens Financial Services. These financial service companies where they can collaborate with financial services and power and the utility company to have the ecosystem. We will just connect them. That is what we do. We help them end to end with that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Rohin.
Hi, Rohin.
Nice to hear from you, and I also come from a similar background. It's just that I
Okay.
look into healthcare market research and strategy.
Okay.
I've got a few questions. I was
Sure.
listening to you and quite intrigued about your work, and I can definitely relate to it. But in terms of your deliverables, do you
Yeah.
also produce playbooks or
What is the
roadmap?
playbook?
So
Roadmap, yes.
typically, okay, yeah. So playbook is something that we deliver at the end of any engagement in terms of how
Okay.
they have to operationalize. So for my domain is more pharma. So we would tell
Mm-hmm.
them about where to play, how to play, which segment, whether you have to go, let's say, north, east, west, south, of the geography, where to start, which
Yeah.
hospitals to go target first, something on those lines. So do you
Mm-hmm.
also have something like
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
as well?
Yeah, yeah. So see, many a times companies, when they come to India, they don't really know what route to, adopt. Like we worked with an alloy wheel manufacturing company, another European company. So they wanted to understand the overall strategy for Indian market. So, we try to speak to a lot of importers and automotive companies and everybody. So in the end, we told them, for India market, you do this. You start with the sales office, start exporting directly to the country right now. Don't have any other thing right now. Start with the sales office. See, just test the water, see how the market works. And, we told them this is the area where your product would be, likely to sell more. Like in India, Punjab and Kerala are two states where people buy more alloy wheels, especially in the aftermarket than the other states. So they like it
Yeah.
more, especially Punjab, where people buy an expensive car and even after that, immediately they'll go to an accessory store. So we told them, you start with these 2 states. and see how you feel. And then you take it slow and decide your strategy. So yes, we do tell
Understood.
them, yeah. And if there is a market share of some products more in one state vis-a-vis the other state, we tell them, listen, there is a cluster here. Maybe it's better to start here because maybe you get some benefits as well, or you can grow with the industry. We tell them all that. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much for answering. I've got a couple of quick questions as well. So
Sure,
another
sure,
question
sure.
is
So,
on partnership.
Rohin, what I suggest, since at the end of the session, let
Mm-hmm.
us take up the question and answer
Sure,
so that the
sure.
presentation can be completed.
Okay,
Yeah,
no problem. No
yeah, I think
problem.
that
No
would be
problem.
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Actually, yeah, in the question and answer, and half of the balance presentation is also like kind of covered only. Yeah, so no
Okay.
problem.
No,
So
if
when I start,
I mean, if we are okay with the timeline, we can go ahead with the question and answer. Normally, what we do is after the presentation,
no
we take
problem.
up the question and answer sessions.
Sure, sure, sure. I will finish it and then we can do the question and answer. So I was talking
Okay.
about the regulatory and legal environment. So, here I told you about the regulations, approval processes. So companies also when they come to us, many times they know what is the production link PLI schemes available in the market. And one company, like I said, the medical diagnostic, they knew a little bit about PLI, and then they said, we want to understand what are the benefits we getting and how can we, be successful in the country. So by pairing deep regulatory research with the government incentives, the international companies can lower their operating cost, accelerate market entry, and build a compliant and sustainable process. And they, about okay. So about customer behavior and preferences. So, a lot of people say India is not actually one market, it is a combination of markets. Our market is really diverse. It's shaped by a rich mix of cultures, languages, and socio-economic factors. It's heavily influenced by their buying behavior. Our preferences also vary by region. Let me just make it small so everybody can see. By region and between urban and rural customers. So the companies need to tailor their products, pricing, and marketing strategies regionally to connect with India. So India is a cost-conscious market. So I'll give you an example about the cost consciousness. We're working with an agri-tech company right now. They know the market dynamics, and they know if they want to successful in Indian market, they need to reduce the price. And for agri-tech, this market can be huge, considering in India, uh, a large number of people are in agriculture. The client said, I'm ready to lower my cost, but I need to capture the market and I want to be a soil champion. So companies like that, when they have that mindset, they already know how to work in the Indian market, and the chances that they can be better than others are more. I'll give one other example here. McDonald's, when they enter in the market, they introduced the products which they were selling in the other markets, but they really couldn't penetrate in the Indian market. They had to launch vegetarian options for our market to catering to our population, and they also eliminated beef and pork, to respect our religious practices. Likewise, Maruti Suzuki also, they offered compact, small, fuel-efficient cars, to become a leader in the market. Also, in Indian market, language is also very, very important. Brands, those communicate in the local language. They and adapt messages culturally. They build stronger connections. Like Facebook initially launched only as an English platform, but then they realized a large population in India is into different languages. They're non-English speaking population. So that enhanced their population platform accessibility to the large extent. Also about the cost and cultural diversity. People, brands need to embrace our regional and cultural diversity. Like PNG, when they came to India, they realized that they need to offer smaller package sizes like sachets for products like detergents and shampoos, which made the brand really penetrate in lower income and rural areas. So these are the things We need to tell our clients that, India, to succeed in India, you need to see what our customers are doing. You need to understand their buying behavior and adapt to it. Now we'll talk about the entry mode. There are different ways how, companies enter in India. And then one is, first we say, is joint venture and partnership. The basic advantage of this, main advantage is, with joint venture and partnerships, they have the local market insights, regulatory, it's easy, and, the risk is also shared with the partner. But for this, the control is also shared, and partner conflicts, the possibility of partner conflicts. So but it's still easier for navigating India's market. And second is, wholly owned subsidiaries. With subsidiaries, definitely companies have total operational control, and they have higher compliance, but they need to spend a lot of money. But this gives them a lot of term commitment and full market control. Amazon India, they launched as a wholly owned subsidiary, and this gave them full control and over their e-commerce operations. And franchisee and licensing, we all know it helps with rapidly scaling and with local entrepreneurship, and it doesn't need a lot of capital, but it does need dependence on a partner quality and control issues. Companies need to do a good due diligence before having a franchisee model. And acquisitions, of course, acquisition gives instant market footprint to companies, and it's a quick market entry. Like Walmart acquired major stake in Flipkart in 2018, which gained them instantly large e-commerce presence. The other way is, direct export, where a lot of companies, what we tell them, that you start exporting at the first cut, so that you test the water, just see how the country is, what are we doing. So it's always good to start with direct exports many a times, so that they can understand the country. And the other last one is the localized manufacturing, where they can utilize the benefits of Make in India initiative, and but then it requires a lot of investment and regulatory compliance, but it help them scaling also in a better way. So the last point here is risk assessment. India is actually provides a lot of opportunity, but it comes with own sets of challenges that businesses need to be ready for. Operational side, if we talk about, infrastructure in India is getting better, but can still be a bit patchy. Things like roads, ports, warehousing, and digital networks are improving, but uneven development, with this, what happens is logistics can sometimes cause delays and push up costs, especially, if the clients are trying to reach smaller towns or rural areas. Because the market is decentralized, supply chain have to be pretty flexible and resilient. If we talk about financial side, India markets are quite sensitive to global economic shift and decisions. That means sudden changes in the rupee value can impact their profitability and ROI. So, it's really important to keep these factors. So the last other challenge is India's complex regulatory environment. It is really essential for the new entrants to do a due diligence on local partners to avoid legal troubles, as they stay aligned with our ever evolving FDIs. This helps cut down risks. So, a successful market entry strategy for India means really breaking down the market into clear segments, getting to know local trends and regulations. Efficient entry approach that fits best. But also the companies need to stay flexible and ready to adjust. As things change, it is just important. So there is a need to do a lot of research, try to understand your segment, try to see what others are doing. That is who overall it takes to be successful in the Indian market. That is what it is. I have some case studies, but I would like to have the question and answer. If we have time, I will just showcase the case studies. We can have the question answer session now.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes, Rohan.
Yeah, Rohan, you can go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you. Interesting set of discussion that you have mentioned. So just circle back to my previous question. You mentioned about partnership.
Right.
And you mentioned that you connect people. Can you help me understand a bit more what are the operating dynamics? How do you go about it? What's your approach? And do
Okay.
you take commission or do you take a fees for this sort
Okay.
of linkage?
Okay. So, okay, the first thing is we do not take commission. We take a one-time fee. We take
Okay.
the fee from the client for connecting them to the partner. And after that, we do not take any commission. That is our working or revenue model. Okay. And for finding the partner, our client will tell us, give some guidelines that this is what they are looking for. And on the basis of those guidelines, we make a long list of people. And it can be easy or it can be tough, right? So I know one of our client, they were in legacy software migration. We had to give them 5 contacts and we made a list of 100 people and we connected with all 100. It was really difficult to find, a partner for that client. They want a distributor partner for Indian market. So yeah, of course. So we make a long list and then we try to, then we, what we do is we start seeing if they, fit in the criteria. People who fit in the criteria, we start sending them mails and try to connect with them and ask them, are they interested to be a distributor partner with this company? And send them the profile of the company we are representing. If they say they are interested, then we take the next step. Then we take little bit information from them. We take some information from them and share it with the client and say, see, these are the 5 companies or these are the 10 companies who are interested to take the discussion forward. And then the client sees the profile and then they say, I want to have more information on, say, these 5. Then we go to them and then we say, we want to have your organization structure. We want to know what other, standards and regulations you have in place. If you have, for manufacturing different approvals. So what all do you have in place, right? How many employees do you have? How do you work? What type of machines do you have? Financials as well. So we take all the information and then give the information to the client. And when both the parties agree, and if the client says, I want to connect to 3 partners, then we connect all 3 partners with the client, and that's when our work ends.
Understand. And just to also understand from your side, so when you connect those meetings with the two parties that you have connected, your client and the prospective partner, you are not involved in those meetings where they sit together.
No, depends. If the client wants us to be there, we are there. If they're okay, mostly client would like us to be there because we are the connecting party, so they want us to be there. But it
Sure.
depends.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because the reason I ask is because when you talk about financials,
Yeah.
and suddenly that gets involved, so there's a lot of risk and confidentiality that is involved, and in my experience, I do not want to expose myself to it. So what I agree upon is I'll share the profile and I'll share your concept, whatever value proposition you are pitching. I can arrange a qualified meeting
Mm-hmm.
after certain due diligence, but I will never be part of those meetings because there's an element of confidentiality, and my company does not provide me legal indemnities. So that's the
Okay.
model. So that's why I wanted
Okay.
to understand your process, and I think you guided us very well. Another follow-up question from my side is the difference between Indian clients, that means clients who are originating from Indian, where the business fabric of or the DNA is Indian, versus when you're dealing with international clients, somebody from MNC, and you're dealing with them. So, what's your take, and what's your difference between the way those clients approach, or the behavior, or certain other aspects? Your experience, basically.
Yeah. So international clients, they value every minute you spend on their or for their project. They are happy to pay extra if you are doing extra, but Indian client will not do that. Indian client will decide the money once, and then they expect you to just keep working on it. But and when I say international, not necessarily Asian. Asians are like Indians only. They are not like that. it's more about European clients or,
European, yes.
clients from
Yeah.
USA. Like I recently did something and then, uh, you know, it was all fine. I recently did a project for a client based in UK, and so they did something else. They did a little bit extra support, and they were ready to pay everything for it. So no problem. So that is, and their behavior, they're very easygoing. Indian clients are also good. I have no
Mhm.
problem. For Indian segment, I would say it's easier to get information from Indian market. It's difficult to get information from other countries. So I would say that.
Thank you so much for answering those questions. I have a similar experience, so appreciate you could give me a second layer
Okay,
of validation.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Rohin, I want to discuss one issue with you. You raised a question about commission. To the best of my knowledge and belief that we should not use the word commission in consulting assignment. What I do is we offer a fees, then a project report, and then again a fees with report. That is the model mostly we are following. Am I right, Preeti madam? To the best of my
Yeah,
knowledge.
we don't follow commission model. We only
Mm.
work on
Even
fee
even
based.
I don't follow commission model. Whatever, suppose if it is an advisory model, somebody is there for advisory, we take a fees. If they need to have a research based report writing, then also again we take a different report writing fees. And when submission, the final submission of the project, I take a fees. So that is the module which I am following. So I feel that we should not use the word commission here with the word consulting.
So, just to get a bit of a clarification in terms of commission as a word or the model,
No,
is
commission as a no, as a word, as a model, both. We are not taking
so.
any commission out of there. So those who are taking commission means they are more working more as a brokerage house, not as a consulting people. Consulting need a research. Consulting is a in-depth evaluation of the system where we are analyzing, defining, finding the solution, and giving new deliverables for better outcome. That is what I feel, right? So we are taking our fees for the advice, fees for the report, maybe a research based or maybe a qualitative, maybe a quantitative, whatever it is, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
Mr.
Nagesh
Sanjay,
sir,
I
what is
think,
your Nagesh sir,
sorry,
what is your view about it?
to put it in another way, I mean, in similar way, a retainer fee, I think, will be more appropriate in consulting, right?
No,
Because
that can be done. That can be done. Yes.
they engage us for a specific job
Segment.
or
Duration. Yeah, yeah,
duration, right? So,
right.
Mm.
so I think the
So,
term retainer fee is more appropriate here.
Okay.
may I offer another perspective
Yeah,
from my
yeah,
side?
please.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So what happens in the case of pharma? Pharma operates in a bit more advanced model. So even for like pharma companies, if let's say government is buying their medicine, and
Hmm.
they only get paid for risk sharing. So for example, if the medicine works, government pays. So let's say in the case of cancer, uh, the research says that it'll give 10 months of life survival. The
Yeah.
patient takes the medicine, the government buys it, and that's called risk sharing model. So more,
Okay.
what's happening now in our side of business is that because pharma is forced into risk sharing, they also come back to us on a model which is on risk sharing. So when you say research, I have gone in a level of risk sharing where if let's say I propose 10 interviews, or if I do 10 interviews and those interviews are not sufficiently insightful, I do not get paid for it. So when you say, and as well, in this model, where right now most consultings, what they do is they enter into advisory and then they give their recommendation, but there's no application to it. But we get involved in the implementation as well. That means if I have given a recommendation, my another team might also get involved in implementation phase. That means if it is about managing the strategy, if it's about managing field force, if it's about sending your other sort of agents on the field, and if the revenue is generated, we get a part of it out of that the revenue generation. So that's what is called commission model. Of course, in different sets, it works very differently. But that's how I have seen the business progress in consulting, from more consulting to implementation, which gets tied up together.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. Okay. I understand what you're saying. Now, say like Big Four, basically they act more as an advisory, right? They give the recommendation, they study, and the implementation scope is left to the company, right? How they do it, how they engage. They can engage a third party and get it done.
yeah,
So that's. But I also see some smaller companies which can do the entire value chain, right? Right from advisory to implementation or execution, and show the results. So it depends on case to case and how the firms are operating.
yeah, yeah. But thank you so much for your perspective and feedback. It's really helpful to have a productive conversation.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Any other question anyone else has?
May I ask a question? This
Yeah.
is
Yeah, Mr. Nitin. Yeah.
yeah. Uh, madam,
Yes, yes, please tell me.
in the consulting business, one of the
Right,
most difficult thing is to source business, or let's call it assignments,
right, right,
and particularly when international companies are wanting to come into India,
right.
they look at the big fives or the big four and a half or whatever you call them. What would kind of entice them to look at independent consultants like us? Though we may bring value, we may have done some work, we may have provided some credibility to the profession, etc., etc. But it
Mm-hmm.
is not something which they accept. Like if you go into the Gulf market,
Right,
if you are from Europe, if you're qualified from Europe, or you have a
right,
Stanford or Harvard degree, then their acceptance is better for them
right,
as compared to Indians. So,
right, right.
in light of all these things, how do we source?
Okay. Um, okay, see, we do have some consultants in other countries. So it usually when you're sitting in India, it's difficult to get business from outside. And that is how it works. Also, we work with a few companies when they are devising market strategy for different countries. India part comes to us. So it may not be direct in a few cases. In a few cases, it is direct because the consultant is sitting in the other country. So that is how it is. That is how it works. The consultants have to be present in the other country to get business in Indian market. Mostly
Networking, Shant.
networking, right?
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else wants to ask?
Yeah, Dr. Manohar here. Can I ask?
Yeah, please. Yeah, Mr. Manohar.
Thank you very much. Ma'am,
Yes.
there may be certain tender boards which most
Okay.
of these international consulting projects they advertise are announced,
Okay.
inviting the
Okay.
proposals like the World Bank, UN system, the Asian Development Bank, even in India for that matter.
Right.
Are
They
there
do.
such sources where tender boards are? Which are those sources where we can keep watching if there are invitations, expression of interest for consulting assignments and things like that?
Frankly, if you ask me, I haven't got any consulting assignments with tender because I don't think consulting companies launch tenders like that. In my personal opinion, I may be wrong. So, in my experience, I have never bid for consulting assignments in any tender. I have done it for CSR impact assessment projects, which is definitely for Indian companies or the little bit bigger Indian companies, our PSUs. So I have done participated in that, but for consulting, I have never done it. So I don't really know. about the
Are there
difference.
certain databases where they keep on, enlisting the consultants? Any kind of a database on consulting businesses where we can go and put our details?
No, we haven't done it. It's always about network. It's always about staying connected with the government bodies of those countries. Like if you want to work with European companies, you stay connected with their consulates in India, or that is a strategy we usually apply. We stay connected with their trade offices, their consulates, their consultants. Yeah. So that is what we do. It's all about networking and meeting people.
Okay, thank you very much. There
Thank
is
you.
also Government of India started, like we have IMCI, they
Yeah.
started a consultancy forum of India.
Um, okay.
Yeah. What do they do? I mean, are they competing with us? Are they complementing us? Are they doing something different from what we do?
Okay, I don't know about that portal. Usually don't do much with government, not much. Little bit we've done work, but not much.
Dr.
Hmm.
Manohar, one more organization is there as Consultancy Development Center. I was
CDC.
associated. I did a course from there also. I did two courses from there. A
Mm-hmm.
short-term 6-month course is there, run by Ministry of Science and Technology.
Okay.
They also do take some membership and some give some small assignments and all these things. Generally, they offer. But nowadays, I feel it is not operative at all.
Oh,
They
really?
have and they have closed the office also. The
Uh-huh.
CDC Consultancy Development Center.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
So
What about this?
similarly,
There is something called the Services Export Promotion Council. Do they
yeah,
also
also
provide some guidance and help in sourcing the opportunities?
yeah, there are many other small association like that. I am also not aware
Yeah,
of it. You
SCPC
could,
is not a small association. It's the Ministry of
maybe
Commerce and the Government of India. Like
okay.
any, you have a Engineering Export Promotion Council, Pharma Council, likewise. They have also for
Yeah, yeah,
consultancy and
yeah,
services.
yeah. Exactly, it is there. It is there in every
EP,
domain. It is
it's
there.
called the EPSI,
Yes, it is
Export
there.
Promotion Council for Services.
Mm.
And the consultancy qualified to be called services.
So if you do have a list of all those other organizations, no, who can give you consulting assignment or something like that, you can post it in the group, and based on that, we
No,
can apply.
I'm
Mr.
just with the
Sanjay and
experts. I'm trying to clarify with experts. That how does it work if they have some exposure to that, so that for the common benefit of members, something can be shared. That was the idea.
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
Mr. Sanjay, we will take this discussion offline. Anyway, we
Ah,
interact on
okay.
our weekly or yeah,
Okay, I got
fortnightly
it.
call,
I
right?
got it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, I got it.
yeah.
Thank
Uh,
you very much.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, Preeti, I just have one. I mean, while listening to you, I was just thinking
Right.
that uh, your client sometime encounter some sick company or closed down company, or
Yeah.
uh, there is some revival opportunity, and that segment may interest them, but for some reason they may not be able to pursue with them. Uh,
Okay.
so
Okay.
I see some synergy between IMCI and the your clientele in terms of if they are interested in some particular company, and for some reason because it's not operational, so if they want some revival, so perhaps as a consultants
Hmm.
we could pitch in, right, and facilitate that revival process. I mean, I'm just
Yes.
talking about a value chain where
Mm-hmm.
you may do. I mean, you're doing the research, identifying, and it so
Mm-hmm.
happens that the companies are not operational, right? And yet,
Okay.
it may interest some of your clients to have a venture with them.
Okay, but I don't know. I haven't
No, I'm just
seen
thinking
that
loudly. That is
in
one.
my experience. Yeah.
Yeah, because I have seen earlier when I was working in with the industry. Suppose we have a joint venture, right?
Hmm.
Our parent company would identify a sick company in India, right? And
Right.
uh, they would like to transfer the technology know-how and revive the company uh,
Okay.
and make it operational.
Okay.
So this is basically like suppose a European company like which wants to expand operations in India. They have the
Hmm.
bandwidth, they have resources, they have technology. So in a similar uh, uh, product offering, they revive this sort of companies, which are sick companies, through resources and technology transfer.
Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, I did not experience
Yeah,
this
okay. Yeah.
till
So, I
now,
mean,
but
this is one, yeah, this
yeah.
is another direction where
Mm,
uh, maybe you could think of.
sure. Sure.
And Mr. Ranga, anything you would like to add here? Okay, I think we are well within the time, mm, and thank you, Preeti, once again for carrying out a very insightful session. I think a lot of questions also came up, and people are interested to know more.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes. Yes. That's nice. Yeah.
Thank you,
and
Preeti.
and
Thank
we
you,
will
Sanjay. Thank you, Nagesh, Mr. Nagesh.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
we will
Yeah. Thank
connect
you,
again
Preeti.
in our
Sure.
uh, IMCI Bangalore group.
Yes. Sure. Sure. We will do that. We will do that. Sure.
And
Thanks a
thank
lot,
you.
everyone. Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank
Thank you,
you.
everyone. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.